Hello and welcome to another edition of Micks Mowers, and in today's edition we're going to be checking out a Mountfield that I picked up relatively cheap. It has got electric start, but the electric start's not working. I haven't charged the battery up or nothing like that, so I can't test that as of yet, but I want to try and get the lawnmower at least running. It come to me as non-running because the pull cord's all hanging out. It's not even recording or nothing like that, so I'm not even sure if it runs, if it's defunct or what have you, but we'll have a little look at it anyway. It's in relatively good shape. And we'll see if we can't get it running. If we get it running, it could be a good little mower. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out this Mountfield lawnmower. Right, so here it is, this Mountfield lawnmower. It comes with electric start, as I say, but I can't test that. The battery's completely flat. It's got the key, but the pull cord is there. So it's not doing anything at all. So I suspect the spring is gone, broken, or come out. Quite a big mower, to be fair, and for its age, 2009, it's relatively clean. So hopefully we can get this mower up and running. So let's get up on the bench and let's check it out. Right, let's get started. Got this top cover to take off. That's just be two little tiny clips just to pull that off. Should be relatively easy, he says, as he struggles with it already. The first mission here is how to take this off. Just a little tiny clip. It should pop up. That's that one. That's that one. That one's gone back in again. That's it. That's all loose. That tells me somebody's had a sneaky peek already. 3 Phillips screwdriver, 3 Phillips screws in there, holds that on. So I think you didn't take that first cover off. First two have been undone, but the back one's either been done back up or whatever. Fuel cap off, fuel cap on. Let's get rid of this pull cord out of the way. Like that. I'll put all that back together so I don't lose it. That clips on there. Clips on there. Right, that's on. And go up out the way. Right, let me get the socket set over. Hopefully a quick little fix on this one, at least to get it starting anyway. I don't think I have a spare for this. It would be nice just to do a straight swap spare, but that should lift off, which it does. Okay, that's not recoiling back, I don't think. No, it's not. So I suspect the spring's gone inside. So I need to undo this nut here and expose the spring, see what the spring's doing. It's not doing anything at the moment, so let's get over the bench and we'll have a look at it. So it would be good to actually get this electric start working on this mower, because that'll then turn a pretty penny, but we'll have to see. Let me get my magnet tray. It's got bits to it. We'll have a look in here, what's going on. Got a spring, got a nut, set of dogs. Now will it come off without the spring going ka-funk? Nope, the spring's gone ka-funk. And that's all in place. It's not actually broken, but I'm suspecting it's actually just come out of its housing, or the housing has snapped. That's where it sits in there. That all looks to be as it should be. Just got to uncore this spring, get it all where it needs to be, get it all looking a bit more centralised and what have you. Then we can start to recoil it. It goes like that. It doesn't look like it's actually got an issue, so maybe it has just literally come out of its out of this housing. So where it actually sits is right down in here. It looks to be okay. I'll give it a bit of a clean. And air compress. Okay, that's where the spring actually sits in here, and that looks to be relatively good. I wouldn't say it looks brilliant, but it looks relatively good. So I want to disconnect this cord. Because the spring's got to sit into there and then catch on that one side there, which will be in the centre, so that won't be too bad. Let me just grab a spring. So that's the piece that sits in the centre, and that looks a little bit bent out to me. I'm not happy with that, so we'll bend that back in a bit just to tidy that up. And it's got a bit of a kink to it, which I don't like either. It's not quite sitting as flush as I would like. Bend that round, that's a bit better. Happy with that. So all that's got to go inside here, and then it's got to be locked off onto one of this locating lug just here. Okay, so you did just see me do one of these the other day, so you can skip this video if you so wish to do so, but that's what going to there. And then the painstaking process of coiling this up, so that's gone into that lug there at the end. Keep coiling it up till you get to the end. Keep pushing it in all the way. It's starting to get harder now. Let's bring this up in front, it might be a bit easier. Yeah, it's starting to fight now. It wants to jump out, but we're not going to let it. It's going. Right, it's now in place. So as you can see, this piece here needs to sit on this little lug just here. There's a little tiny piece of plastic in there which I want to get out. It's ever so tiny. It's literally tiddly, but that might be why it jumped out in the first place. And it won't go down until I take that piece of plastic out, so it's got to come out. Once I get that out, I'll be a lot happier. So give us a tick. Just want to get rid of that bit of plastic just there. Right, so I've moved a bit of plastic, and now I'm hoping that this will now sit down onto its little home. That there. It hasn't got it. Careful, careful. It's got to sit in there, so I'm going to try and bring. Okay, all I've done literally was just bend that little tiny tab over so I can see it in the hole, in just here. And now it's starting to catch and recoil. So we've got that bit sorted at least. So now I can put this assembly back on. That'll only go on one way. It'll just sit down eventually. It's got to catch them dogs, so it'll be somewhere there, I'd say. Let me just wind that in. That's too tight. It'll only sit on one way. and I want it to catch the dog, so I'm assuming it will go that way. Let's try that. There. So now when you now rotate it, the dogs then come out in place like that. Okay, so there's many different methods on how to recoil these up properly, and it's preference. You can put this rope through now, tie it off, cut the other end, and then stick it in this slit just here, and then just wrap it round. But because these are hollow inside loads of holes, what I like to do is literally start to take a few turns on it, start to twist it up. And you want about 7 or 8 turns, give or take, but you can feel it on the spring itself when it gets to roughly its maximum, so don't overdo it. So that's its maximum there. I'm happy with that. So now what I need to do is just find where the hole is located, which is going to be here. Back it off ever so slightly, hold it with your finger, and then put a screwdriver in place where it's going to trap it off, which is going to be about there. Put a screwdriver in, nice and deep so that can't come out. Sorry for hands and fingers and thumbs. Like that, and that's it now. But that ain't going nowhere. That's locked off, and it's actually roughly lined up where I need to be for the hole, so I'm happy with that. So the next step is just to burn off the end of a pull cord, so it's nice and flat, which it is, and then we can then thread it through the pull cord assembly itself, and with a bit of jiggery pokery find the hole that it's running into. So it's slightly offlined at the minute. Let me just bring it round a touch. It wants to be about there, I'd say. I put the screwdriver back in. You can do it the reverse way, of course, but it's each to their own, whatever works. And that then just literally will go through the hole eventually when it finds it. And with a little bit of jiggery pokery, you can get it in the hole. It took me a couple of minutes just to thread it through. Get a hold of it and put it through. Keep the screwdriver in at all times until you know you've got it all where it needs to be. Back now, have a couple of knots tied on the end of it. Like so. Make sure we don't slip out. Pull the cord back. Tuck it in that little tiny hole. Feed it all in there so it sits in there nice and tight. Keep hold of the pull cord. Take the screwdriver out, and that will now recoil back up. Seems a very short pull cord for what it is, but now that's working and the dogs come out as they should do. So let's bolt it back onto the machine, and then we'll try and start it, I suppose. Right, let's give this a go. There's no petrol in it, or next to none anyway. Let's see the bottom of the tank. Let's put a bit in there. Get some more petrol. That should be sufficient. That looks in really good nick. Let's try and give this a start up and see what we come up with. Bit of choke on the dead man. Pull cord's working, but I'm noticing is that engine loose. Yeah, it's a touch loose, that engine. Let me just tighten the engine down first before I fire it up. Right, so I do actually have to remove the whole guard underneath here. Which is no small task in itself, but it's got a bit of rattle on the front, but it should be okay just to fire it. He says, are we recording? Yes, we are. Let's see what happens then. Quite sweet. It just wants the engine bolting down, but we'll have to have a full service anyway. And the next thing to do is to check out this starter motor. Whole cover's got to come off again. I'm hoping it's just seized up or battery's flat and I can get around it, but I really need to get the battery out first. I have a charger for it, but I don't think the charger's working, or the battery is too dead. So I've got a spare battery which I can bypass to put onto it. Just join the terminals up and just direct feed it so I can get that starter motor at least to turn. If I can get it to turn, then the problem will be the switch or the top end. But that doesn't start too bad at all. Quite happy with that. Right, I'm just in the process of trying to get this guard off. I can't run the engine properly without it, but this last screw has been a bit of a swine, so I had to put a pair of mole grips on it just to try and get it to turn, which it is now turning. But there'll be a new screw to go into there. And this will just expose the bottom of the engine deck, so I can get a purchase on the engine bolts to remove them. This feels really heavy. I've got a couple of bolts here that's got to come out, so that comes out really clean in there. Oh, hello, got a screw there, got another one there somewhere, and look at that, absolutely rammed with grass. That weighs a ton. Let me get all that grass out and then we'll have a look at this engine deck. Right, with that all cleaned out, I've got my screws, and look, there's a bolt that's loose there. I knew something was loose, so I've got a 13mm and got a spanner somewhere I had, wherever it may be. There it is. There's that one there, is your fending article, which is right behind the exhaust. I'll get onto it and just nick that one out. I'll check the others whilst I'm here, just to make sure that they're all tight, because if one's loose then they'll all be loose. Yeah, that one was loose. I've got one at the back end, just there. Yeah, all three were loose, so that's not a good sign, but they're tightened now. And for some reason this one's upside down, which is weird. The belt looks really good. Still haven't located the battery as of yet, so I'm guessing it'd be behind here somewhere. So I'll look for that in a minute. I'm not actually seeing a battery full stop. I'm hoping it's behind there. If it's not, I'll be inquisitive as to where the battery is located. I'll give it a bit of a clean off inside here, just to get rid of all this dirt, and then I'll put a cover back on, give the blade a sharpen. I think, yeah, the blade's absolutely had it, so that wants to sharpen, and then we can put it all back together. Right, I don't actually have a screw for that, so I've just got my grinder and put a slit in it to make it from a Phillips to a flat head. And now that'll go in beautifully. That's got it. That's all I've been cleaned out. I've got to sharpen the blade and then we'll tip it back on its side and we'll go from there. Right, blade's been sharpened. That pin wants bashing through ever so slightly. Not really what a pair of mole grips is for, but it'll do. So now I want to get into here because I'm guessing this is where the battery is going to be located. So now I want to get into here because I'm hoping that this is where the battery is, because if not, it ain't got a battery. So let's have a little sneaky peek. There's a battery, I'd say. Yeah, that's a battery. I'll try and retrieve it. There it is. And that might have some reason why it's not actually turning over, because the positive terminal is actually not on. So that's a positive. I mean, that's a positive, as that's negative, or is it positive? Which way we want to put it. So let me get a bit of wood, put this up in the air, and then I can reconnect it up and we'll go from there. Let me try that. That's on. Let's put the positive on. Okay, it's just got a plastic on it. God, there's no room. That's better. Right, that's got that now. I might just tip that way. So it went in that way, didn't it? That's the way it went in. Like so. Just want to literally give that a quick turn on my key. Nothing more. I should put it onto idle. And then pull the dead man's handle in and turn it. Yeah, that's got a turn. But I'm guessing it's now going to want charging up, is what I'm going to say. Let me just try and let me shut all this down. Close the lid up. That went on there like that. I'm not quite sure why that screw is in there. Not holding anything. Right, let's put that down. Let's just try and give it a quick fire, make sure there's nothing underneath it. Did just notice that dead man's handle is not clearing that switch every single time. To be fair, it wants to be about there, so it wants a bit of slack take up on this dead man, but there's no life in the battery to start it. But if I pull that cable as well, oh, there you go, she might go. Let's have a look. HT lead might be good, Mick. That's on. Right, it might just have enough juice just to start it. We'll see. It does want to charge though. Super happy, and that engine's much tighter as well, so that's good. Wants a new air filter, new spark plug, all that sort of good stuff. Okay, so once again, another good little fix. That Mountfield's now all up and running. Got to give it a good service and what have you, and give it a good run up for about 20 minutes. But now the pull cord all works exactly how it should do, and now so does electric start. That went on there like that. I'm not quite sure why that screw is in there. Not holding anything. Right, let's put that down. Let's just try and give it a quick fire, make sure there's nothing underneath it. Did just notice that dead man's handle is not clearing that switch every single time. To be fair, it wants to be about there, so it wants a bit of slack take up on this dead man, but there's no life in the battery to start it. But if I pull that cable as well, oh, there you go, she might go. Let's have a look. HT lead might be good, Mick. That's on. Right, it might just have enough juice just to start it. We'll see. It does want to charge though.